Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. There is a popular saying that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So this literally means that cooking is a good way to win a man's affection. Or you can also say, like, as a woman, you can actually make a man to love you more by cooking his meal or making meals for him. All right, so in this video I'll be sharing my struggle with cooking as a single girl and as a young wife, new married wife. All right, and also how I handled or overcame it. So if you're interested to know how, so hang around and go nowhere. So as a woman, if you possess all the qualities of a perfect wife and you don't know how to cook, there is still a lot of work. You have a lot of work to do. Cooking is a very necessary skill to learn, and I will be very honest to you, the best time to learn this skill is before marriage. All right, as a typical African girl, I learned how to cook between the ages of 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the age, but I know as of that age, I basically know how to cook white yam. I know how to make cereals. I know how to cook noodles. Yeah, I think so. Before I entered secondary school, like high school. So back to my story. I was a boarder throughout my secondary school. So this means that I lived in the dormitory, like school hostel, throughout my secondary school, from JS class to senior secondary school. All right, and back then we weren't allowed to come to school with any form of food stuff. So the only thing we were allowed to come to school back then was provisions. All right, and stuffs like Milo, milk, cereals, yeah, etc. You know, and there's absolutely no way you could learn how to cook in such schools. So I learned how to cook by watching and helping my mom in the kitchen, my older sister, and my immediate elder brother Gerald. All right, during and while at university. Okay, so I also learned from random recipes discussion with friends and roommates, you know. Yeah, while at school. Yeah, but I hated cooking. I don't like cooking at all, probably because I don't like to eat. Yeah, it might sound weird. Then I used to be a very chubby girl. You know, I wasn't fat, and I wasn't slim as well. So I used to be very chubby, but I don't like to eat. I used to have stomach ulcer, and the pain used to be really severe, but I thank God it's all gone now. All right, if I'm going back to school, I would rather use my money to buy provisions and carton of noodles than to buy food stuff. Like, I even tell my mom not to worry. Yeah, because I felt it was a waste of time to cook. I mean, how will I cook what only me can eat? So I prefer, you know, buying cooked food whenever I want than cooking them. Okay, so I could stay a whole academic section without cooking, you know, without cooking food, and I'll be really very fine. Yeah, there are restaurants in the school environment. I can always buy food or buy anything I want. And this decision affected my cooking skill badly, and this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video. All right, in case you are that kind of person that hates cooking like I do, you know, I think after this video you should have a rethink of your decision. So 1 year after I graduated from university, after my NYSC, I got married almost immediately, and cooking and deciding what to cook in the house became a very huge issue for me. All right, because I know I don't like cooking, and now it's not just about me. A husband is involved, and you know, at first I was just making, I relied on making, you know, I would just make noodles, and I felt noodles is everything. So I know how to cook different styles, like varieties of noodles, okay? And it was not really all that, it was not enough. You know, I realized that I can't keep feeding on noodles, I can't keep feeding on junks, you know, and of course I can't keep buying, you know, food from restaurants. You know, I just realized that I've been robbing myself, you know. So back to cooking and deciding what to cook. You know what I mean? Like every day you will have to, you know, come up with different recipes, different things to cook, like what to serve as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These things were more, oh God, I almost gave up on my marriage because of this particular thing, this particular issue. You know, it was so bad that my husband even noticed that, yeah, that it seems like this girl, you know, it seems like, you know, she doesn't like cooking, you know. Then I was pregnant. So one fateful day, my husband asked me one question. He said, "Babe, tell me the truth. Is it pregnancy that is making you, that made you to dislike cooking, or is it that you just don't like cooking, or you don't like food?" Then I was pregnant, and I had the option of you know, relying on the the pregnancy, using pregnancy to cover up. Okay, who doesn't know that most pregnant women, they don't like to, you know, to cook what they eat. Yeah, a lot of person had that issue, so I had every option to use that as an excuse. But you know, on the second thought, I had to be honest with myself. I told him the truth. I told him that basically, personally, I don't like cooking, and yeah, but I also assured him that I would try to make good food for us, you know. Yeah, so it kind of helped, you know, it helped me when I came out clean, you know. He was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I told him that, yeah, but I'm going to make sure that we have food in the house and all that, you know. So then I would call my mom and my older sister. You know, I also told them what I was going through, and then my older sister she advised then I should get a timetable. I should write down, you know, I should have a food timetable for the house. I tried, but I couldn't keep up with that lifestyle, because it's not just me, you know, it's not just my thing, you know. But I continued, you know. I tried. Anytime I make soup, I'll call my mom. I've cooked, or I cooked 2 different types of soup, or I did this, you know, stuff like that, you know. But because I was determined and I was willing to learn, you know, I was able to handle that, you know. Yeah, and again, before I got married, when I left school, I came back home. My mom used to, you know, anytime I cook, my mom will always have 1 or 2 negative things to say about that food. You know, there's no perfect food. There's no one that will cook. My mom will not talk. That thing can be very annoying. Anything I cook, my mom will have something to say. She must have something to say about it. My brothers, those ones, they are bad-mouthed. They will abuse you. They will tell you, what are you? Is this what you're going to cook for your husband when you get married? You know, those things really helped me. Like, it helped me a lot. Then my mom left. You know, I never knew it was training. My mom was training me back then. This thing I'm talking about is what happened when I was done with school. You know, my mom left the responsibility of deciding what and what not to cook for me, and I felt she was just being too mean to me. You know, how can she allow me? You know, I'll be cooking sometimes 10, 11, 12 cups of rice, you know, for everybody. I was cooking all kinds of things, you know, in the house. So when I got married, I felt I've finally passed that stage. Like, I've actually passed that stage, but I never knew that all those things she was doing, she was allowing me to do back then. You know, she was actually like grooming me. You know, I was able to get over this fear because I have a supportive husband, I was also honest, all right, and I was willing and determined to learn, all right. Cooking is a very necessary skill everyone needs to acquire, not just for your spouse, okay, or for yourself, but for your children's sake. This is a skill you have to pass down to your generation. What do I mean by that? Even if you decide to send your kids to catering school in the future, there will always be that mommy's method of making a particular meal, all right. So this is important, why you should learn how to cook. Your children will look very healthy when they eat good food. Your husband will look healthy, you will look healthy, all right. There is no child that there is no healthy child. There is no child that will be healthy by only feeding on junk or on snack, all right. So it is very important everyone learn how to cook. I cook really good food, by the way. Like right now, I cook really good food. I make good food, and there is always food at home. Like, yeah, there's always good food at home. But this does not mean that I love cooking. I cook because it is necessary. Like, this is something I have to cook. Not really because I like it, right? But I just have to. And what also kept me going was the compliments from my husband, few family and friends that has visited my house, and of course the joy, the satisfaction I get when my kids say, "Mommy, you are the best. Mommy, I love your food," you know, stuff like that. These things always make me want to do more. You know. But sincerely, for me to talk about this whole thing means that I really struggled a lot. It was a big issue for me, especially at my early stage in marriage. You know, I struggled a lot. So I know I'm not alone in this. Let me know in the comment section below if you had similar issue or you're still struggling with cooking, all right. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done that yet, and please give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.